Well, the first preliminary round came to a close on Sunday, and this means that there were unexpecteds, there were things that we expected, and certain things were really just surprises. We're getting closer to the 16 teams that are going to be competing in the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederations Cup respectively. And as it stands, Brian, I'm just like, I don't know who's not going to make it this time.
You know, if you look at it, we remember last week when you started talking about it, we said that we have 27 slots that are available in the CAF Champions League. We have 20 available in the CAF Confederations Cup. But, you know, there were those, you usually call them what? Repeat offenders.
Yeah.
There were those who are always there.
Yeah.
You know that these are... They're always going to be there. I mean, there were a few surprises. One of the surprises that actually we want to talk about, the team called Milo FC from Guinea. They defeated a team that you know very well, FC Nouadhibou.
Yes.
You know them?
Nouadhibou last season were a surprise package.
Yep.
Let's talk about that.
They were a team that from Mauritania dominated the space in Mauritanian football.
Yes.
They were the team everybody thought will just get a walk into the park and get to the next round.
Yes.
But it was always going to be very tricky. 1-1 the final score was, but it was Milo actually progress courtesy of away goal rule, which is very important in the CAF Champions League, especially in preliminary round matches.
A team like Nouadhibou last season becomes a surprise package. They do fairly well for themselves.
Yeah.
And then there's that lack of consistency then.
Yeah.
What does that then say about the football within the country?
What it says is, number one, is that most teams start watching you.
Yeah.
They know exactly what you have, what you can do.
Yeah.
So that's the danger of being regularly playing competitions. Because then people know your number. They know exactly what you can do, what is it that you can, how well you can perform, certain things you can do very well. So they plan accordingly. And that is what they did. Milo knew a draw away was a good result for them because then it came back to become that way they eventually put them through into the next round.
AS FAR, they had a comeback, resurrection from one, like a phoenix.
Yeah.
They rose from the ashes.
What is also interesting about AS FAR is the fact that if you look at their run in their own league, you know, they finished second to Raja.
Yes.
You know, they finished second to Raja, losing the cup tie in the final. You know, Remo Stars of Nigeria had won 2-1. Everybody thought, you know what, Remo is home and dry. Things look very good for Remo. They're going to be the one that advances. But AS FAR to come back, they had a better plan. They came back, they fought hard. They got the result. 3-2 the final score was. That's how they managed to win it at home, which is what you do at home. At home, don't give anybody a chance.
Don't concede at home.
Hammer them. Yeah. You'll get through to the next stage. So they make the cut among the 2017 that have progressed to the next round. Raja proved their dominance in Morocco. What a game. 5-0 they walloped them. But Yanga. Yanga is something else.
Yeah, Yanga's on a roll. Come on, they said this is the season.
Watch Yanga. I mean, 4-0 they won the first leg. 6-0 the second leg.
For me, 10 goals.
The biggest story for me was that man called Clatous Chama from Zambia. Scored 1 goal, 4 assists. Aziz Ki, Adelani's favorite player, found the back of the net as well. Muretai also found the back of the net. Dube found the back of the net. They were dominating against the team from Zanzibar they played against. But also another one that came to the party. I always talk about the big teams, Pyramids. 6-0 the second leg.
And we're expecting Pyramids to show up. I mean, they are repeat offenders within these competitions. So we're expecting nothing less.
We want them to be there. But I mean, that also set up very good matches in the next round. You know, because I mean, Goma here of Kenya will take on Al Ali, who got a bye, you remember. Esperance de Tunis also got a bye. They're going to take on Degadaha, they're from Somalia, who advanced to the next round. We talk about Mamadi Sundowns, got Babani Swallows, their neighbors. So that's going to be very interesting to see how that's going to go about. Petro de Luanda up against Manian Union of DR Congo. TP Mazembe, remember, they also got a bye. They will take on Red Arrows. But there's also some story to talk about in the CAF Confederations Cup. Last week, you guys spoke about the COSAFA Derby.
We did talk about the COSAFA Derby, where we have Dynamos also part of the mix of things there. Let's talk about, did that play out how you expected it to?
Listen, Dynamos played away. Remember, they don't have good venues in Zimbabwe. They played in Botswana, won the game 1-0, went to Zesco's home, got a goalless draw, managing to therefore put themselves through into the next round of the competition. So there's good news for Dynamos.
That away goal rule is a blessing, but also a curse to certain teams. Really for real. But as we are edging into September, we know that the Africa Cup of Nations is edging closer, which means that we need to conclude matters to know as to who's going to go there or not. Nigeria, they have their third coach of the year. Something is happening in the Nigeria Football Federation, but we know that this time they went back to a German coach.
It is indeed a 6th German coach they're having there. That is a 37th coach overall for Nigeria. A man that I believe is going to probably turn things around. He's a man that knows what he needs to do, but he's got his work cut out. I mean, the man is a Bruno Labbadia. He played for Bayern, won the league with Bayern in 1994. He holds a UEFA Pro license. He's a man that plays his football complete in Germany. He has coached in Germany for a lot of teams, but in Darmstadt,
he played in Germany.
He played for Darmstadt, his home country team. 58 years of age. He takes over from Finidi George.
But Coach Bruno is known as the firefighter. He's known as someone who comes in and fixes things. And we know at this point, Nigeria is very, very desperate. One thing they're also desperate for is probably some of their soil, who we've adopted right here at Fut-Afrique. Adelane Ogurinade, and he's going to give us his diamonds that are shining oh so brightly within the English Premier League.
Ito and Brian, I know as rival fans, you're missing Finidi George. But there are only 2 reasons today that I have this big smile on my face. Because 1, Nigeria decided to go with a foreign coach. And the second reason is because there were 5 African players that scored last week in the English Premier League from Mali, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, and Egypt. And I have a list of all 5 that made me run out in excitement, forgetting that I was only in my t-shirt and boxer shorts. But let me give you these 5 players that scored in the English Premier League last week. At number 5 is Nicholas Jackson of Senegal. The Senegalese striker responded to football pundit John Obi Mikel's suggestion that Chelsea need to buy a better striker by scoring in the first 2 minutes in the 6-2 bashing of Wolves, and then asked the Nigerian legend to shut his mouth. That goal, by the way, happens to be the fastest goal in the new EPL season so far. One player that certainly shut his critics up this weekend was our player coming in at number 4, Alex Iwobi. The Super Eagles star beautifully controlled a long ball before finishing with a left foot shot for the game winner. His uncle JJ, I'm sure, was proud of that. Coming in at number 3 is Yves Bissouma. The Malian international made an impressive impact in Tottenham's 4-0 thrashing of Everton. The midfield maestro scored a 20-yard rocket with a 100% tackle success rate and a 93% pass accuracy. The former Brighton star managed to complete 5 out of 7 long ball attempts. I'm sure you all want to know who's at number 2. It's Mohamed Salah. The Egyptian king has now scored for a 2nd week in a row. His 70th minute strike against Brentford was his 207th goal for Liverpool. Salah now has 5 goals and 5 appearances against Brentford in the Premier League throughout his career. Coming in at number 1 is Amad Diallo of Cote d'Ivoire. Watch out for this kid. The 22-year-old Ivorian star looked lively on United's right wing despite the tragic loss of his stepmother a day before. It was such a special moment when he scored against Brighton and pointed to the sky in honor of his beloved mother. Manchester United eventually lost at the Amex Stadium, but returned back to the Theatre of Dreams with an African diamond ready to shine. That's it for this week. Let's do it again next week.